And welcome everybody. Duck Roost Sports. We are live here at the 2023 Santa Monica High School Athletic Hall of Fame induction. We're at, what's this place called? Cassio's
360.
That's what we got. Me and Brad.
Yeah.
And Shannon Bones Lanou here with us.
Special guest announcer with us this
Put it a
evening.
little closer to your mouth.
Hey, y'all.
There he is, Bones. There he is.
Yeah, thank y'all for letting me sit in.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Makes you feel like you're doing something, huh?
Man, it brings back old times.
There you go. There you go. So, folks, tonight we got our induction of 6 members into the 2023 as the 2023 class of the Santa Monica High School Athletic Hall of Fame. We have on board. Let's see. We have Amanda Mason Ecker, which was an athlete, phenomenal athlete. And
that's saying it mildly.
Yeah, very mildly. And then Barry Coco Wilson, which played. He graduated back in '85. Amanda graduated back in '97.
'97. Yep.
And then Coach David Swacker, he's going in as a coach. Mr. Perry Sheets going in as a contributor.
Yep.
Huge asset in the community. And then Mr. Stanley Lessard going in the legacy class as a Santa Monica Wildcat, the old school. He was a class of 55. He was the first Santa Monica athlete to be selected all-state football.
All-state.
Yeah. And then Miss Virginia Levine Mesh, she's going in as a legacy also, graduating class of 59. And she was an all-state. She's probably the first all-state female athlete from Santa Monica.
I would probably say.
So a pretty good class here that we got going in this year. And so I got to push that. Right, there we go. There we go. That looks better.
Yeah.
Looks a lot better, y'all. But
Gotta know what we're doing now.
Yeah. Hey, it's Duck Roost. There's gonna be some screw ups, you know. It ain't gonna be perfect all the time. It was actually never perfect. So.
No. The only thing perfect about us is never being perfect.
That's right. That's it. You know, the inconsistency will stay there.
We are very consistent about being inconsistent.
That's right.
Hey,
go
ahead.
ahead.
Chuck,
just jump in.
I was just thinking about it. So I was very fortunate enough to actually have played for Coach Swacker back before he was the head coach, when he was offensive line coach. So I was a sophomore, weighing probably 120 pounds, and I was a center.
Don't lie. You was not 120 pounds. You was 102.
The program said you were 120.
Yeah.
But that's with my pads when I was hitting soaking wet, you know. And you jumping on my back.
Yeah, because I lived that same lie my whole 4 years.
That's right.
That's how I got the name Bones. But anyway, so I was actually a center, and Coach Swacker was my offensive line coach for like 2 years, and it was awesome. Then I got moved over to the defensive side. But
I'm glad you got moved over because I learned a lot from you.
That's right.
You know,
from defensive end.
That's right.
But yeah, it was an honor playing for him. That's for sure. He sure made the game fun. I remember different times at practice, sucking sweat off your jersey because we didn't get water breaks.
Water the devil. Water the devil.
Yeah.
And the stickers all over. But Swack would joke about it. And I tell you what, it was an honor to play for him. That's for sure.
That's right. That's right. And
Cool.
a lot of.
Glad that ain't on camera. It should have been on camera.
Yeah.
That should have been on camera.
Coach Dyke says to add me to his list of reviewers. But hey, y'all. And so
bear with us, folks. I said we
kind of early wanted to make sure it went live.
Yeah.
I know how we do. We like to go a little bit early so that we don't, in case we have any type of technical difficulties, we can hurry and try to snuff it out as quickly as we could. But let us know how the sound. We definitely got to know how the sound is, how the picture quality is. Now, this room it does get kind of dark, so you got to bear with us on that.
And we'll zoom in once they start doing the presentations and the videos.
Yeah, I'll zoom into the video slideshow, and I'll zoom into the to Scott Arsenal as he's talking and such. But it should be a pretty cool night, y'all. There will be. I don't remember. Do we eat first?
Yeah.
They're going to talk a little bit. Then
they're going to talk, and then they're going to eat. And
then
when
they show the videos
so when
all the athletes.
Whenever everybody starts eating, folks, what we'll do, we'll just put it down. Like, I don't know, I'll put it on something just so I can look, but this is how the night goes, though. They have an introduction and everything, maybe an invocation and what have you. Oh, you're awesome. Let's go. Coach Dykes,
I need that app.
I need that app too. I can see. I can read that.
I know. I need that.
Huge.
I like that. I need that.
Yeah.
I
like that.
Huh?
Yeah. That's right.
I like that.
So a lot of people here tonight. We saw Mr. DeArmond was here. He was an inductee last year.
Glad to see him coming back again to help welcome the.
You see Clark in the picture
inductees.
right there. Clark, he's an inductee. He's
Self's walking by. Can't wait till he gets a nominated.
Yeah.
He got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Long
James
way.
LeBlanc. He just showed up.
Yeah.
But so
he probably wasn't far. He's probably over 42 fighting fire anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I brought my clothes with me. Let's go ahead and go run down the Casio. Yeah. I wonder why. People just like. And I ain't saying somebody lit the fire, but it could have been lightning. But
it could have been anything.
I doubt it.
Right now, the way.
Somebody decided to burn a trash pile.
Yeah. Y'all, hey, we are in a burn ban.
Yeah.
Burn ban. No burning, y'all. Put your lighter. That would have killed my grandmother.
James.
How you doing, James? That would have killed my grandmother because my grandmother loved to burn everything.
Everybody in Central Parish right now.
Oh, she wanted to burn everything.
Everybody's chomping at the bits to be able to do that right now.
She'd have got arrested 6 times already.
Yes, indeed.
I got all my money in the house right now. They're saying that's Coach Swacker's son, grandson.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he's taller than Coach.
That's what he said. He said he might be the tallest one in here. He said somebody actually taller than me.
Yes, indeed.
So
he's almost taller than O.
Yeah.
That pretty tall kid.
I seen Coach Latino here and Coach Douglas.
Yes, that's some old school. They coached with Coach Swacker. They was our assistant coaches when I was there. Coach Latino my senior year. He hung it up my senior year, and that's when we had Coach Jeff Daniel came from my senior year.
And then Coach Tommy Douglas was our receivers coach.
Yeah.
While I was there, so.
Probably one of the best receiver coaches ever of all time because he knows how to play golf like really well.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Tommy? You can play some good golf, huh?
Not me, brother.
Why not?
Brad for golf.
Well, we was just talking about before, too. So Monday we are doing the San Mo EA Ryder Cup.
Okay.
At Pelican Point.
Oh, that's this week?
That is this week. That's this Monday coming.
Oh, my God. Okay.
They actually moved it up. So it's not the actual week of
the
EA game anymore. It's going to be that Monday of the last Monday of November from here on out.
Oh, really?
I mean September.
September, yeah.
Of September. That way, if they keep moving the game around,
they can pre-plan.
It doesn't matter. Yes.
They can.
This is a date set every year.
Right. They can reserve the golf course for that date every year.
It's a huge money maker for both schools.
Yeah.
Everything goes split 50-50 to San Mo and East Central. It's a good fundraiser for it. There's great time by everybody out there.
Well, not everybody. I didn't have too good of a fun.
Well,
I hate golf.
It ain't.
I'm not good either.
It ain't fun for the losers either. But
I look like Happy Gilmore out there.
I don't even put the golf club in my hand. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit right here and take some interviews.
So, but that is this Monday coming. Again, I want to say San Mo had all of their teams filled out. Last I heard, East Ascension was still trying to put a couple teams together to fill out theirs. But again, a great turnout usually by both squads to help raise money, and it's bragging rights,
right?
For a year. So,
well, I'm gonna let them go ahead and just fight it out because that's one thing you will never, and you can mark this down on your calendar. You will never see me with the golf clubs in my hand playing in a Ryder Cup, like ever. You won't. I'm just not doing it.
I'll be out there again this year. I took a couple years off, but I'll be back out there again this year.
I might be able to get there right after lunchtime.
Well, I don't think it starts till 1 o'clock, I believe.
Oh, really? I might be able to go because I got to see my 2 patients in the morning.
Yeah,
and I
think or 11. I'm trying to remember when.
That's a big time gap there.
I know.
11 and 1, Brad.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey,
right.
I just was told to show up.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm not the organizer. I just show up.
I'm just saying, bro. That's a big time difference from 11 to 1.
Yeah, but just show up at 11 if it starts at 1. You're early.
Yeah.
As long as you're back for 6 o'clock for the LSU game.
Yeah.
Everything's good to go.
Then you're good.
That's right.
So everybody's just mingling right now, folks. They're waiting for other. I don't know if everybody showed up.
This is the mingle session. It's supposed to start about 1 o'clock. I mean, 7. You got me talking
1
about
o'clock, Brad. I mean,
7 o'clock.
We really early.
Yeah.
Yeah, we done passed that, boss.
7 o'clock start time is when they're going to start getting everybody to settle down and start doing the announcing.
Good.
So,
but we just wanted to get early. Like I said, we want just share the feed, like the feed, share the page, like the page. Let everybody know that the Santa Monica High School Athletic Hall of Fame induction is tonight.
If you are tuned in and watching, let us know who you are and where you're watching from, and if you have anybody that you are particularly watching, maybe you couldn't be here tonight, but want to be able to be a part of it. Just like we did with the softball awards banquet last night.
Right.
They had a couple girls that wasn't able to make it.
Ooh, are they talking?
No.
No, not yet.
I thought I heard a microphone.
I think he just queued it up just to test it.
Okay.
So we did go live last night, so a couple of them girls who actually could be a part of it.
And not be there.
Virtually.
Yeah, and not be there.
I
saw the only one I saw that tuned in was that interacted with us was Arlie Bean.
Correct.
She, now I ain't saying the other ones didn't, but they may have had to go back and watch it.
She may have to go back and watch it later.
I mean, Boston, she was an hour ahead of us, huh?
And, preparing, they –
she probably had a final.
Hurricane. Had a hurricane.
Oh, they had a hurricane?
Yeah.
They were out partying.
Yeah.
Did they drink some hurricanes?
Well, that tropical depression went up there through them. So well,
that's cool.
But good luck to those 2 young ladies that actually win next level Gators.
That's right.
That's what they are.
I want to congratulate Coach Amy again, man. That's an awesome job what she's doing with the program.
Yes.
Continuing the state championship tradition, man, it just is unbelievable, and so proud of her and all those girls, and all the coaching staff, and it's really awesome. It don't matter where you go in the state, everybody knows Santa Monica.
Exactly.
That's right.
They might think it's a Catholic school because they say Saint Amant.
Saint Amant.
So,
well, I'm gonna tell you
hadn't seen that.
I'm gonna tell you what my dad. I got a story on that. My dad said when Ben was playing. One of them preseason tournament or like beginning of the season tournaments or whatever. Dad said, they had to work. Their parents had to work it, and one kid looked up there, and this was before. This might have been before they won the '95. I don't know if Ben was a senior or a junior, but they had the '91, the '93, the '94. I don't know if they had the '95 one up yet or not. He said a kid looked up there and goes, "Look at all them state championship signs," and the other one went, "Well, bruh, they're a private school. They recruit."
Bro, believe it or not, I heard that in Sulphur. So
really,
when Jordan was playing, we was in Sulphur playing, and same thing. Parents said, "Yeah, they recruit their private school, Catholic school." I was like, "No, dude, that was somebody's last name."
We're as public as public you can get right there.
That's right.
But like me and Chuck was even saying last night is I hope them girls realize the how hard of that what they accomplished. How many 5A schools are there in the state, non-select,
that was sitting at home watching us,
that was able to have that banquet?
Exactly.
One out of all the schools,
right?
And to do it back to back,
right? That's just phenomenal. Back to back.
Because we had looked up last night. I think there was only 2 others.
There was 3 others that were back to back.
Sam Houston, but Sam Houston was a 4A and then went to 5A.
No, I thought on there it said 5.
And then St. Thomas More had did it.
Yeah.
And then again, of course, Santa Monica did it those 4 years in a row, and then was off a year, and then came back again in '06 to win it again. But
what an honor to be able to keep that title in the parish.
Right.
Oh,
right.
And look, to become that much of a powerhouse in such a small parish.
Yeah.
And it is a private school. There is no recruiting. We don't go out and say, oh, we want this from that school. We want her from this area. You know, hey, we're going to bring kids in from Texas.
Yeah.
You know, it's local girls.
That's right.
Yeah. And to be able to do that is just unreal.
And it's awesome, the competition. I mean, Dutchtown, East Ascension, they also got great teams, and, you know, it's always a big battle for state.
That's what we said, too.
I mean, for district every year.
This year,
this
year there was five
talent here.
5 schools in our district was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And like I told Chuck last night, the biggest stat that I find, it's not back-to-back. That's awesome. 12 years in a row of undefeated in district.
Man.
Yep.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just –
it's called a powerhouse.
I mean,
you're right.
That's called tradition never graduates.
That's right.
So,
and baseball's the same way. I mean,
yeah,
they just, you know, they really playing some good ball. Proud of all them guys out there, guys and girls.
Yep.
But they taking their pictures and everything. A lot of people, you know, got Mark up there taking the pictures for them in front of the Gator Hall of Fame flyer,
the banner,
backdrop, whatever they call it. And so 6:43. I know we started early, folks, but hey,
if y'all ought to know Chuck by now.
Yeah, you know, I'm getting early. I'm
surprised he wasn't here ready to go, you know, live at 4 o'clock today when he got here.
Hey, I almost did. I almost did, but it is what it is. But I'd rather go, you know, get started early and know everything's working fine rather than start right when it's about ready to start and it's like, oh crap, this ain't working.
Yeah.
You know, so
look, folks, y'all got plenty of time if y'all want to go log off and go do a couple things.
Do whatever you got to do.
Finish eating supper, cooking supper, whatever you're doing. Go and get supper. Cutting grass.
Whatever you got to do, but we
not burning the burn pile.
Yeah, don't burn the burn pile. But we gotta give y'all a little panorama going on.
Don't zoom in too much.
I ain't some of the people that's here. But that's Amanda?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Amanda Mason-Ecker right there. Let me see right there. There's Amanda.
Coach Joe?
Yeah, we're gonna get her on here before the night's over too.
Who, Coach Joe?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yep.
There's some people that are taking their pictures up front. It's always a pretty cool night, though, with these things. You know, I've been coming since the first one. You came since the first one?
I missed the first one. I think I've been since the rest of them, yeah.
But, I mean, it's a fun night. It really is. Very interesting.
It's good to honor these athletes and contributors and coaches.
Yep. But and your legacies.
Yeah.
You know? And if y'all tuned in and don't know what the legacy is the old Santa Monica High School. I don't know when it opened up, but I know when it closed. The last graduating class was 1966. Was the last graduating class because East Ascension's alma mater says in the 6th year of the 60s. Yeah. So, but 1966 was the last year of the Santa Monica Wildcats. And then one crazy thing that's pretty cool is Mr. Randy Touye found some old basketball warm-up pants.
Oh, yeah?
In back of the old gym over there at Santa Monica High.
Really?
Either him or Miss Iva. One of them found them. And it was 2 different sets. And one set was black trimmed in orange, which they were black trimmed in orange at one time.
You see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then, Bubba Brignac, he has his daddy's Letterman jacket. It's black with orange stuff on it. Yeah. With the orange SA or whatever it is, you know, or S. It might be an S.
I think it was just the S.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough I got my dad. My dad's a twin, and I got my dad and my uncle's Letterman's jackets.
Okay.
From Santa Monica. Yeah.
And that's when they were maroon and gray.
Yep.
Maroon and gray. And I was passing by Dutchtown the other day. I was getting ready to go to the freshman and JV game, and I said, one thing that blows my mind is Gonzales High School, their colors were green and yellow.
Yeah.
Well, Gonzales Middle is green and yellow.
Green and yellow.
Yeah, that's right.
Dutchtown High School was the purple and gold. Dutchtown Middle is purple and gold.
That's right.
Where did they come up with blue and red for Santa Monica Elementary?
Yeah.
I mean, they were maroon and gray.
Yeah.
Why didn't they keep the maroon and gray for Santa Monica Elementary?
So they did for a while. So when I was in the 4th grade at Santa Monica.
History lesson, y'all.
Yeah. We was the Wildcats, and we were maroon and gray. And then they changed it, and then by the time I was in 7th and 8th grade at Santa Monica Middle, we were blue and orange. I mean,
blue and red.
Red and blue.
Now they navy blue and white with a little touch of red.
Yeah.
They keep changing.
Yeah.
But
I don't even think they got red no more. I think they navy blue, powder blue, and white. I think their uniforms. But
I know they blue and white. I don't remember seeing much red.
I don't think they got red. I think when Lake opened up, I think they got rid of the red.
Maybe so.
Lake took the red and white.
The red and white.
Of course, St. Teresa has the red and white too.
Yeah.
But it changed a couple times, but
why didn't they? I mean, they should have kept that maroon and gray and kept the nostalgia going.
You would think so. I guess because the high school, that was a high school, and I guess when it went away.
Gonzales and Dutchtown?
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, when they reopened Santa Monica, they come up with the Gators and black and gold. I don't know.
I like the black and gold, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Me too.
Here comes Coach Morrow right here. Hey, Coach.
There he is.
Hey, Coach Morrow,
How
y'all.
you doing, Coach?
You know, Coach. Doing all right? Good to see you.
How you doing, sir? Good seeing you.
I seen Coach Van Lambert snuck in too. I didn't see him come in.
Get you a book, Coach. Oh, they got any more? Yeah.
Where's Jolie at? Jolie's not doing her job.
Oh, Jolie.
Jolie's supposed to be the greeter.
So Coach Morrow.
I think she's walking around greeting everybody.
When did Coach get in? 2 years ago, huh? Coach Morrow.
He came in
right here.
80.
Oh, it tells us.
Go to back in the back of the book.
Freshman when
No,
he came.
I'm talking about
when was
the
he
Hall of
inducted?
Fame.
All the way to the last page.
Oh, he was in the first class.
He was in the first
2019.
class.
First
Yeah.
class. Okay, first class, 2019. So,
I tell you what, though. So when I was a freshman at Santa Monica High, our colors were we had yellow helmets with a SA on the side. That was old school. And big hole, the jersey would have half jerseys with the big holes in them. So and that was Coach Morrow's first year. So the freshmen kept that uniform. So the varsity
got the new one.
They had the old. He brought the new black helmets in, and they were just solid black. They didn't have any stickers on them yet, and it was just they had to have shirts and all that, but they had the black helmet. So that was the big change. And then by the time my sophomore year was the first year that he introduced the Gators on the side with the stripe down the middle, and we had the new uniforms that me and you wore when we played, and that was with the Santa Monica on the back. And we were like high class.
Yep.
Got the brand new weight room at the time. Coach Morrow really changed the whole program. When he got there, we were like top high school in the country.
We were recruiters now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not recruiters. We were contenders. We were contenders.
That's right. It took us to that next level, and really changed our. Yeah. And from there, it just.
Yeah, he really changed the thought of the community.
Culture,
It
changed the culture of football in Santa Monica. Is what it.
Definitely.
He definitely brought football to Santa Monica.
Yeah.
I mean, we was a football. It was here, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't. Yeah. It was here, but it wasn't here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nothing against all the other coaches, but it wasn't here.
No,
yeah.
He changed.
He put it on the map.
And in the new weight room and all, they used to work out in the gym and all that on the top of the basketball gym. You remember upstairs?
Right.
When we got that new weight room, that was like a game changer. And it was pretty awesome. I was really happy to be a part of it, and Coach Wacker was out there, and it was a good time, that's for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Well, I can say it now. At the time,
the time it sucked.
With on the sticker field with no water. Yeah, it wasn't too good, but,
let's do your push-ups on your fingertips on the sticker field.
And then the fast rabbit on the pursuit drills.
Yeah. Who's the fastest one we got? Yogi Wilson. You the rabbit.
It was Yogi.
Well, back then it was Coco Wilson.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Coco.
That was before.
Yeah. Joe Miles.
Joe Miles. Yeah.
Brady Emerson. Y'all better slow down.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I remember my senior year was like Toon and them running. I was like, yo, and then I had Pork Chop in my we dragging Big Pork Chop. He could never catch the rabbit, bro.
Pork Chop caught the rabbit on the backside of the other end zone.
At the fence. The rabbit had to stop, and he caught it. Coach Segura said, I don't care if you catch him at the fence. And he's like, okay, he caught him at the fence.
Here come Coach Segura said, we got 3 pursuit drills today. Oh, it's 3. bro. That turned into 20.
Yes.
We were good now. It wasn't
The
good.
offensive line, I mean, would always mess us up when we did the Gator Derbies.
Yeah.
Remember the Gator Derbies?
Yeah.
like, okay, the offensive line didn't hustle. Back it up. Oh, back it up another one.
Yep.
You're like, oh.
That's it.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that was the good old days.
But
at least you can laugh about it now.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's,
oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Water was the devil.
that's it. You didn't get water breaks.
Hey, different time back then. That's what I tell them guys now. So
Bro, you don't take
water.
You didn't take your
That's
helmet
it.
off except when you went get water.
I said, and when
that
they
was
did,
3
it was
times.
like
A little
you
cup.
might have got 10 minutes, and if you didn't get there and get water, you
didn't get it.
You
I
done.
can tell you, a lot of times I was sucking sweat out my jersey because my mouth was so dry. It was what it was, bro.
Hey, that's it. Yep.
It was bad times, man.
That's right. That's right.
Look at Coach Douglas. He remembers them days.
Coach Douglas,
It
yeah.
was bad.
Coach Douglas was sitting there going, yeah, boy, I'm glad I ain't them guys. Hey, trainer, bring me a water.
Yeah. There wasn't no guy running with a water bottle squirting in your mouth, that's for sure.
I can tell you what it was with that same coach in Marksville. Here's all the salt tablets you want. Here's a glass of water.
Yeah, that's it. That's right, Coach. I forgot you was with Coach Morrow in Marksville. Yeah, right before he came to Santa Monica.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Trying to be like that. That's how it was.
I don't know how we didn't drop, but I don't know. It was. I know it's hot now, but it was hot then, too.
Yeah.
Oh, it was very hot. And we had stickers.
I think they planted the things.
I
bro.
think they did.
Yeah.
Black fella. Chuck, I remember when we went. This is probably after you graduated. We went to the pit, and Doug gave us all brooms, and they had some soap. We had mole crickets in the end zone.
Oh.
We had mole crickets in the end zone.
Oh, no.
And they poured soap from the 10-yard line. Every kid had soap. And another kid followed him with a broom. And the reasoning was the mole crickets are going to choke on the soap water.
Yeah.
And they're going to come out. And the mole crickets were eating the roots of the grass. It looked terrible. Not even Van or Crawford said it, right? It was like a yard apart widthwise, pouring it up, pouring it. And everybody was behind him with brooms. Those crickets came up. If you had that on film, you wouldn't believe it. It was just a old cricket killing son of a
Dog.
Killing some mole crickets.
may have been the birth of, let's get some artificial turf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wonder how the artificial turf changed from my day. When we was coming up, it was boat carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On concrete.
Yeah.
That was
concrete.
it,
It
bro.
was
That's right.
it was AstroTurf.
Right.
That's what it was called. It was AstroTurf.
I said,
Astro
man, this
Dome
was like
did it the
boat
first.
carpet.
Yep.
Yeah.
You didn't want to fall on it, bro.
No, because it was concrete under
Yeah,
it.
you get all everybody.
Yeah, it was-
Get all
I don't know.
brush burn and all. But
I-
now is the upgrade is.
I mean,
nice.
we was ankle deep in mud, freezing cold.
Yeah.
I ain't playing. I sucked. So I'm sitting on the side, like coach, like no sleeves, no nothing. Like,
Yep.
Don't even think about turning your head and talk ball. You
Oh.
know,
No.
holler, hey, boy, and like, I'll be running belly flops. I turn my head.
Yeah, I'm good.
Now
But-
they talk.
Yeah.
It's a whole different generation, but
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
good.
hate it when Coach Segura made you do the belly fly. He goes, son,
oh,
you know what you did, so hit it as many times you think you should do it.
Exactly.
Oh man, I liked Favorite because
Favorite was always a favorite.
Yeah, he'd go, and he's sitting there talking to somebody, and
He'd forget he had
yeah,
to
you
blow
done
the
ran,
whistle.
you done ran 50 yards, and
Yeah.
he'd blow it again.
Segura, every time you stand up, he hit the whistle again.
Oh, yeah.
Just stand up, fall down, stand up. Fall.
And the bad thing was, us slow people, we couldn't run the 100 yards that fast, so we did twice as many
Right.
as
That's right.
the fast guys.
Right. But
You're right.
But folks, this is all the mingle session, as you know. This is the mingle session. They'll soon be getting to talking. It's probably
Yeah,
in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, they ought to be wrapping up here shortly with the meet and greet.
Yep. Again, they're gonna do some little announcement, whatever, and then it's gonna be eating time. So we'll just, I don't know. I'll put a little scrolling thing across of it saying intermission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then once we do go live, basically we're going to turn the mic over to
To Scott
Arsenault, let him do his presentations for everybody. So at that point, basically we're going to go
Yep.
almost
Pretty much
mute.
mute. Yep.
Let them have the show. We'll zoom the camera in and out as we need to do the video presentation of the of the inductees, and then over to where they're actually going to receive their award.
Yeah.
And then they will be honored again tomorrow night before the football game.
Right. So tune in tomorrow.
Pre-game.
We will have pregame.
Yep.
As they are introduced in front of the crowd there at Santa Monica. We do have 2 that's going in posthumously. Mr. Stanley Lassard, his family's here to represent him, and also Mr. Perry Sheets, his family's here to represent him. And we started this back in 2019, y'all.
Yep.
And we said it at the time. We was about 30 years behind.
Yeah.
Already. So.
And again, folks, if you're out there tuning in and you watching, you know anyone that was a graduate of Santa Monica High School,
old or new, either one.
It could be the old Santa Monica Wildcats. It could be the new Santa Monica High School. Doesn't matter. If you feel like they need to be inducted, nominate them. We take nominations.
You go to the apsb.org, all right, and then it's to say schools. You go to high schools and you choose Santa Monica High School. And I will have it every March when it opens up for nominations, February, March, whatever it is. I post it and I pin it at the top of our page on Facebook.
Yep.
I will also have it on our duckroosports.com this year. There is a nomination form that you need to fill out. Now, some people's like, oh, why this person didn't get in or that person. Folks, 1978 to now, that's a long time.
That's right.
I don't, you, him, all of these people in this room don't remember every athlete that came through Santa Monica High School and went to the next level.
Correct.
Or came through Santa Monica High School. And
or legacy.
Yeah, or the legacy
anything.
ones. That's right. It's just we don't know them, and that's why we ask for these nominations because you can send in. You might know Mr. Bob Jones played 1981 at Santa Monica High, and he was a all-state rugby player or something.
Right.
Okay, well if he's all-state rugby, send that to us. Let us know.
And once they're nominated,
they perpetually nominated.
They are always on the roster.
They are
basically.
They are perpetually nominated.
So, and again, folks, it has to meet certain criteria.
Oh. Hang on, y'all.
And those criteria are listed.
And Scott's about to give a talk.
Yeah. So, again, if you know somebody that you think needs to be nominated,
right,
by all means, feel free. We need that list to get bigger. Now, again, there's certain criteria that they have to meet, and then they also have to be, if it's a coach, they have to be gone for more than 5 years.
Yep. They have to be retired or gone 5 years.
An athlete is 10 years, I believe. Correct? Yeah. And then legacies and stuff like that, that's a whole different thing. And then the older, the legacies and contributors, that's all different. So,
but it's listed on that page, folks.
Yes. So trust me, we need.
If you want to know the page, shoot me a message. I'll send you the link.
Okay. So here we go.
Here we go, Scott Arsenault.
And my name is Scott Arsenault. I'm going to be your master of ceremonies. Those of you that don't know me, I'm the longtime athletic trainer at Santa Monica High School. And this is one of the greatest honors I've been given at Santa Monica High School. I was very excited when Coach Oliver instituted the Hall of Fame and then this program to be able to do this. And it's a really great night for the Santa Monica High School as well as the Santa Monica community. Tonight we have 6 very deserving members that are going into the Hall of Fame tonight. One thing is about tonight, I ask you to reflect a lot on your loved ones that are here, the people that are going into this Hall of Fame, and how important they are not only to Santa Monica High School, but the Santa Monica community. One thing that's for certain that all of them have is they have a great love for Santa Monica High School as well as the community, and not only have they impacted the school, but they've impacted so many others outside of that. So one of the great honors I have tonight, before we get started, I get to introduce our very new principal, Ms. Christina Carter, for her opening remarks.
Good evening. I just wanted to say a couple of words of basically celebrating a joyous occasion with you guys. Anytime that we can celebrate any accomplishment that has come from Santa Monica High, it is always very exciting and rewarding to us We always talk to our students about the experiences that they have at San Mo High and what they can do beyond that. And so just being a living testament of that is just very a rewarding occasion for us as educators that are in there. We talk to students about the things that athletics can do for them, as far as scholarships, moving them to the next level, but it's really so much beyond that. They spend so much time with coaches, they develop relationships, and it teaches them skills that's really going to take them beyond the classroom and beyond graduation. And to have such an honor to be able to induct so many people that have impacted Santa Mo High and our community is really just a blessing for our school. So I am so glad to celebrate with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the ceremony, and congratulations again.
So tonight, our first inductee is Miss Amanda Mason Eckert. When you think of a standard, do I want to eat? No. Oh. I'm going to tell you, it's not in my program. It ain't on the program. Look, I get fussed at to stick to my script because I like to talk. That's right. I appreciate it. Hey, look, I'm going to put this in here. I'm kind of like the anchor man. Put it on the teleprompter. I'm going to read it. That's what's going to happen. All right, so if you would, let's bow our heads and let's have a blessing, and then we'll go ahead and line up and we'll go ahead and eat. Lord, thank you again for this evening. Thank you again for the fellowship that we'll have. We ask that you continue to bless us, continue to let us work in your light, but more importantly, let us look at the gifts that you have given us. Let us give you the glory for not only the great things, but also the hardships. We ask for forgiveness of your sins, forgiveness of our sins. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, so when we start tonight, we'll go these tables first, and then we'll go next row, next row, next row to go ahead and eat. So if we can start right here with our right, go ahead, guys, go ahead and start our service.
Yeah. All right, folks. So
I'm blaming Jolie on that.
Yeah.
That's straight up. That's 2 strikes last night and tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
What is going on with that girl, huh? So they're going to have their meal. And then after the meal, then they'll start doing the inductions. And but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, gives us a little chance to talk some more.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man, I know we hate talking.
Nobody wants to hear me talk.
No.
Nah.
They'd rather hear me talk than sing.
So what's on the menu?
Yeah, what is on the menu? What are we having tonight?
I bet you probably them noodles again that we always have every year.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think I've seen
brownies.
some stuffed chicken breast, I think.
That's what it is.
I did see the dessert, so that's
No, that's all Brad's worried about, the dessert.
the dessert looked good.
I mean, if you've seen that belly you got going on.
Oh.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm messing
hey,
with you.
round is a shape.
That's right. I'm still in shape. Still in shape.
Nothing wrong with a party ball.
That's right.
That's right.
Working your way up to the keg. Them 6-pack days over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that been gone.
Yeah. But
Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. Again, we're going
to sit here and watch everybody eat.
Yeah.
We probably
the last day.
We might can get some people to come talk. Maybe
Well, I thought about that.
Get
but I didn't want to.
Oh, we got somebody right here, Coach Joe.
Coach Joe.
Hey,
Here we go.
Thank y'all for letting me stand in, man.
All
It's
right,
always an
Dad
honor
Bone.
to be with
Anytime.
y'all.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. That was my job.
Don't let Shannon fool you. He was ready for the food.
Oh yeah,
So we tag teaming.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably ready to go get another beer.
He planned that very well.
Oh no, that's my whole life. He's playing food.
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do best in South Louisiana.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yep.
Absolutely. And we still got people coming in.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Aren't you the door greeter?
Oh yeah. Oh, no. I'm good now.
Oh, she was going to get her family.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a new job.
You have a new job,
New
that's right.
job, yeah.
You wear many hats like the rest of us around here.
Absolutely, because if you don't, then what you really doing in life? Just
That's
one
right.
job?
That's
you
right.
got,
Exactly.
You got to be able to be a multitasker and great in all endeavors in life.
That's for real.
I'm not good at any of them,
Yeah.
but I do a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I do want to talk to y'all about this just
What you
because
got?
I teach Quest for Success at Santa Monica, and I teach with other football coaches. So I've been asking them about the football game tomorrow night, about Opelousas, and they're like, well, Joe, they thick, they big. And I'm like, oh, so they eat cornbread in the morning, cornbread in the afternoon, cornbread for dinner.
That's
so,
right.
And they was just talking about just how big they are and everything else. And I kind of had to put them in motion, like, we got some big people too, but we faster, we a little bit slimmer, so maybe we can get around them a little bit quicker. So really excited for tomorrow's football game just because it's, number 4 at home?
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, here we go. Pitt again tomorrow night at 7. Can't wait.
I'll tell you what. We talked about that last week. How big the kids were last week. From I'm drawing a blank who we played last week.
JFK?
JFK.
Yep.
And not only were they big, they were in shape. Because I was like, okay, them big kids on the defensive line, come the end of the third quarter, they're going to be hands on the knees. No, them kids, they were ready. So again, everybody's kind of getting into that. We're in the 4th week of the season.
Yep.
Everybody's pretty much getting into football shape now. So yeah, it'll be an interesting game tomorrow. Do you remember when was the last time we did play Opelousas?
Last year.
Did we play them last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I couldn't remember if we played them last year or.
That was one of them games that you were like, I got to go to the truck. Okay, let me go see what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I heard the cannon. All right, I
Yeah.
can go back, So it's exciting, but then it's also, a whole new group of guys. So really excited to see what we do tomorrow with offense and things like
Santa Monica
that.
took a big hit today.
Yeah.
G.W. Carver forfeited in all their games.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. So all we get off of them is a 10-point win. Like we get
We don't get any of their
yeah.
points from them for the rest of the year.
no more points for them. Yep.
They
Because they had an ineligible player when they played us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must have been the one that scored on us.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm just going to say.
I don't know. But yeah, so
Okay.
I just hope it don't come back to bite us in the butt. Like remember that the year a couple of years back we lost to Denham Springs, and Denham Springs did not win another game all year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they went 1-9.
Yeah, so they didn't give us no points.
None.
They gave us that 1 point.
Yeah.
Or whatever from that win. But so I'm hoping it don't come back to bite us.
Yeah.
For that.
But I mean unfortunately that's the chance you take.
Yeah.
You don't plan for that. That's for sure.
Exactly.
But
it is what it is. Now it just means you just got to go out and win the rest of your games.
That's about right. I really hope we do because, these next 2 weeks is definitely going to be a test for Gators. And I hate to say it, the whole school because it's homecoming week next week.
Yes.
NEA.
Who we got next week?
We have the Jefferson Rise.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
the
new school.
That new charter school.
And then that
East
school
Ascension.
from across that airline.
Yep.
So, as a school and as a faculty member, those 2 weeks are literally the longest week of our life just because the kids are so excited about homecoming and that weekend. And then it's EA, so a whole bunch of orange is going to be splashed around our campus.
A lot.
And
I just want to throw something.
Woo.
I want to throw something out there.
No more orange.
No, I want to throw something out there. If anybody's kids thinking about rolling my house, I will have the Central Parish Sheriff's Office on speed dial.
That's right.
Just letting you know.
Right. And
you will be picking your kid up from Dawsonville.
That's right. or I always think about it too, and I tell all the students, guys, y'all started to ruin rolling.
Yes.
Rolling is toilet paper roll. Don't go fork
Keep it
somebody.
clean.
Don't go spray somebody.
Yeah,
can you just roll?
I saw a thing.
And
I saw a thing on might have been on Facebook or something. That was a thing. It was getting. It was a big article about how it's getting out of hand.
It is.
Absolutely,
It did.
With people throwing eggs and painting people's cars and all this.
Yeah.
Throwing.
The big thing too, we've been here in the last few years, the people that are at their house with paintball guns hitting people's cars and everything else, and it's Look, just be like yell match or something. Like get out of my yard.
Or,
I
well,
mean, put a spotlight on them or something.
and
Turn
that's
all your
what-
lights on. I mean, they're not
Well, they
gonna do
shouldn't be at the
nothing with you.
yard.
Well, that's what I say. But
And
I can't talk because I mean, when my little sister Jordan Hartman was at Santa Mom, me and my best friend stood out in front of our front yard with a bonfire in front. We were like, "Let's go, come on!" And then the cars
And that's what
just
and
kept
that's what I
going,
told
you know?
Chandler her 4 years was like, look, you have to be respectful because legally what you're doing is illegal.
It's
Yeah, you
illegal.
called
It is
somebody
illegal.
else's
By
property,
the
yeah.
book, it is illegal. So
Yeah.
be respectful. This is other people's property, you know. And if I hear you doing anything but the toilet paper, it's over.
Absolutely.
You're done.
Yeah.
No more.
I didn't let mine go do that.
Yeah.
You ain't doing that.
Or my
You give
or
up.
my favorite thing is when the kids get so mad that their house got rolled, but they were rolling someone
somebody
else's
else's spot.
house.
Yeah.
It's like do if you know do as I say, not as I
Goose
do
and
kind of
gander.
type thing. Like you can't
Yeah.
get mad, you know.
Yeah, but like I said, with the whole paintball thing, and then they were,
Yeah.
you know, throwing patio furniture in the swimming pools, and it got out of hand. Hopefully, was reined back in,
Yeah.
because it's going to happen. Unfortunately, it's a tradition now. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. But just again, be respectful of
Yes.
you know, it's other people's property.
You know what I've been liking the last few weeks over there at the pit?
What you did.
We are wearing black.
Yes.
Hopefully that continues.
I hope it stays.
Absolutely.
Me too. I'd wear that every week.
I've been
Yes.
trying to tell O that the black jersey needs to have a little gray pinstripe going down so
No.
they can wear it with the gray.
No,
I
but-
know you like the all black.
No.
Yeah.
No,
but,
I'm gonna tell Coach. Nope.
oh,
I'm gonna tell
I
Coach
love
to
that.
trash that idea.
I mean, I love it.
No, you can love it all. You
love it.
You can go buy a dress that's gray and with a black top.
I do like they're all gray though.
I do like the
like
gray.
they're all gray.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna say it too.
Y'all
I like
get-
the gray.
I like
Oh
the
my
gray.
God.
I
I
like
don't
the
know
gray.
what it is, but I'm also somebody that
Folks,
I'm
this
not,
is the last time that Brad and Jolie
Oh
will
my
be a
God.
member of Duck Roof Sports. They are
But-
fired.
But I do have to say I'm somebody that I'm not a crayon in a box, so I like when the top is different than the bottom. I don't know why. Like I just like
The
that
black
mixed
with the gold
match.
pants look good.
Yes.
I do like that. I
But
mean,
it got to
that-
be the right gold. It can't
Yes.
be two-tone.
No.
No,
you know,
I'm just
two
saying. I mean,
golds.
but it reminded me of the old Steelers. I was waiting for
Oh,
Terry
yeah.
Bradshaw to run out.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, top of the list, black on black.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely. Oh,
Um,
definitely. Love it.
But I do like the gray. I like the gray.
Y'all shut
I
up.
mean, it's just,
They fired.
Yeah.
it's just, you know.
I know gray's
I
not
don't
necessarily
know.
our color,
Yeah.
but I like it with the black. It does work.
And we
Yeah.
are in an intermission right now for the eating intermission, folks.
Yeah, we apologize.
Yeah,
Come
everybody.
back.
We're just talking,
Yeah,
even
we
though
just
we just got
talking.
fired.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. You know, they do the little introduction and then they eat, and then we'll get into the.
We'll turn it over to
inductions. Yeah, to
Yeah.
Scott.
I know. I actually asked Coach O a few weeks ago. I said, hey, if you get new uniforms next year, can you please bring back putting Santa Mall on the back?
On the back.
I do
across
like
the
that.
Back. Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
because, you know,
Yeah.
that last name don't, you
I
know,
like that.
it means a little bit more when that's
Oh,
on
yeah,
your back,
I
you
like
know,
that.
things
I
like
like
that.
that.
And he was like, you know how much money that is? And I was like, bro, everything
He
money
got it.
now.
They
You
got
know,
it.
like,
Man.
come on. I know, I always
Give me a
did
number.
that.
We'll see what
Yeah,
we can make happen.
I always did that for soccer. We were always either Lady Gators or
Yeah.
Santa Mall because
Yeah.
I always told them that the name on the back, you know, was
It means more.
important. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
means more.
And it wasn't your last name; it was our name.
Exactly.
And so things like
Well, you
that.
can't put
so-
you can't put the last name.
No.
Oh my gosh, that's
Jersey.
so much more money each
Yeah.
year.
That's every year.
Somebody
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
somebody that. But yeah,
Well, you get the Velcro ones.
Unless you got a bourgeois or something.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. You're gonna get them every other year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope you all wear smalls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
But
But no, this is such a great night for
It
Seminole
is.
athletics and just every little thing about Seminole. Been needing this for far too long.
Way overdue for
Far
this
too long, so-
type of setup.
yeah.
Yes.
Now, folks, again, some people ask how did so and so get in this year? How did that one get in last year? Hey, send in nominations.
Yeah.
Send in nominations. I'm pretty sure it's 9 voting bodies on the board and the way it works, folks, we got this list of, oh my God, it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of athletes. I think last year, like or the year before last, I know we had at least 70, and we had to break it down to 20 to vote on, you know.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there with at least 70 that we can think of on the top of our head, you know. Here's these 70, and then plus the people that did the 2 or 3 that sent in their nominations, because it ain't hardly nothing, folks. That's why we asked for y'all. We only had 2 or 3 sent in. And so from that 20 that we finally break it down to 20, each voting body has to number those 20 from 1 to 20.
Yeah.
All right. Who you think should be in number 1? Who you think is the second most deserving to be in number 2? And so the person with the lowest number of votes, then that's your number 1. And then the same thing for number 2. And believe it or not, that we don't actually have a cutoff number. The cutoff number is where the percentages start breaking up, and it's crazy. We didn't think it would work, but it really works.
Yeah. Because
like you'll go from this one got 98% of the votes, this one got 80-something% of the vote, this one got 81% of the vote, this one got 78, and all of a sudden it'd be like
40.
50 or 40. So it's like that's where we draw the line. We draw the line right there, because it really, really does drop off.
Yes.
And so that's where we set. So some years it might be 5, some might be 6, you know, or it might be 4 or whatever. There's no set number each year. But we do want you, like when you see the criteria to send in, like we got to know what the accolades was.
Yeah.
I don't know that Bobby Jones made all-state 4 years in tennis at Santa Monica and went and played at University of Alaska and was an All-American for 4 years.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then he's playing in the tennis.
Wimbledon.
In Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And I don't know that, and neither does everybody on the board,
Yeah.
So you got to send that in to us. I mean, I go, like, every now and then I'll just Google Santa Monica High School, and then look for, and then I might put like athlete or something after it, and just go and look, and it's like, oh, I forgot about that kid played at Santa Monica. You know, he graduated back in 2006, or 2001, and it's like, oh yeah, look at that kid right there. I forgot about him. He was good. Or she was good, and so we need y'all to send that in, folks. And if you don't know where the page is, email me or send me a message on Facebook or something, or text me. Say, hey, what's that link? And I'll send you the link. And then that way you can look at it. And I know they take the nominations and all. It starts in, I think, March or February, March 1 or 2. But, folks, I guarantee if you mail that to the school, Coach O is going to take it.
Yeah.
If you mail it in November, he's going to take it and have it ready for whenever nominations open up.
Yeah, for that March or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just always laugh at the fact that I teach freshmen, and so we always do like a trivia about Santa Monica High. And I always put up, when was Santa Monica High built? Okay, and I don't go the old Wildcat. I go this one, that they know. And they're
like when it opened?
Yeah,
okay.
like the first year, okay, which was 78. Okay, and so I laugh so hard because they're like 2000, 1990.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you poor kids. But I love it as being an alumni and everything else with Santa Monica High, that it's so funny because
we don't get
that's
kisses?
what, yeah, Coach Van Lambert had to come show me some love. But I just giggle because I absolutely love this night and working this with, my mom, that I get to see that 1978 to now.
Correct.
Or the 1950s, with the old Wildcats and that kind of stuff. Like, I teach the babies of Santa Monica High. And then to see like the tradition here tonight, and
I like history, so that's why
I
love
it. And I love that you keep telling people send in nominations and stuff. Guys, come to this.
Yes.
Please come be a part of it.
Yes.
Buy a ticket.
Buy a
Food,
ticket and come
looks
on.
amazing.
Yep.
Cash bar and and come and be a part of the history of Santa Monica High, because like if you truly look at these 6 people tonight. It's a plethora of ages and
I mean we got from the 50s all the way up to,
I think
she graduated in what
96.
96. So
and then Coach Swack, from his era to 2008.
Correct.
I mean that's amazing to see that just timeline of the history of sports. Our our contribution of these people and things like that, you know, come be a part of it. If you're truly wanting to be a part of something at Santa Monica High, this is a great cause. You get to just see history, and that's kind of something that I've always been prideful about Santa Monica High, to know that I know it's not the same halls, but I walk the halls as my parents, and then now I'm a teacher there in the new halls.
Yeah.
And, you know, get to see, you know, I am now invested in to see who did I teach.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
like when
yeah.
they start coming in, and I'm
Yeah.
going to be like how Clark is tonight. And, you know, Coach Swack, the last few years with Melissa Gary and Kelly Eubanks and all them and all that, you know, he taught them, like, how cool is that,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think this is such a great idea and such a great thing for Santa Monica High for the athletics part and, you know, all that.
Yeah.
And with you telling me there's 70, you know, people that y'all kind of go through and stuff, I giggle because I'm like, Santa Monica High School had that?
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, we just people here in, you know, Santa Monica, Louisiana, and just to see the talent that came out of it is truly phenomenal.
It's crazy. Like I said, to stop and think about, you know, we're not a very big community.
Right.
Um,
What we got? Oh, thank you,
Look
sir.
at Mark.
Look at
Look
you,
at it.
Mark.
Thank you.
Dang, thank you, sir.
Not a very big community.
Right.
But to see the talent that has come through
Absolutely.
these programs.
Yes. Yes.
And it's actually going to – we can be taking a lick after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once, you know,
well.
We're going to be
unfortunately, progress is
Yeah.
That's
catching
hit
up.
us, yeah.
But then something that, like, I've talked to other people, other coaches, like at East Ascension and Dutchtown and stuff like that. But then we're going to have that one, you know, like every
Yeah.
now and then. That's
Yeah.
going to be
Right,
a
right.
special. I mean, you
Right.
know, somebody that I know is going to be inducted soon, you know, 5 years. But AJ, like, they moved here
10.
and, you
10
know
years,
what I mean?
10 years
10,
out,
sorry.
unfortunately. Unfortunately.
You know, and
I don't
then-
like that
and
rule, but I get it.
I coach someone, Nia Bridgewater. Like, I know
Yes.
she's going to be in here just breaking records and doing all this. And it's like, you know, AJ moved here, and Naya grew up here. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, we're going to have those kids still because of what this literally tonight
Exactly.
has started. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Right.
the tradition, I mean, we are literally state known
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
almost every sport, and it's not just male sports, it's female sports.
Correct.
You know, I laugh because I did talk to Amanda, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Mason Eckerts tonight, and I was like, you started Santa Monica Soccer, and then I played, you know, Santa Monica Soccer, and I coached it, and like I remember hearing your name
Correct.
as an athlete. You were our first all-district choice, and now to see we've had MVPs,
Yeah.
we've had
Right.
playoff runs, we had this. I mean, she was telling me, you know, when she first got here, that she's heard about me and, you know, followed us and stuff like that. And she was like, man, you almost had it that one year or
Yeah.
this or that.
Right,
and it's
right.
like, once you're a part of Santa Monica High School, you're a part of it. Like,
Yeah.
you're always, hey,
Once
what's
a gator,
happening?
you're always a gator.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, like, you know, just come and be a part of this tradition has been so phenomenal.
And that's what
And
we're
we-
trying to promote
And we see it on
Yeah.
our
Big time.
feeds.
Yes.
You know, we got people that's tuned in from
all over the world.
the Japans and all throughout the United States, you know, and you know, people tune, hey, Santa Monica grad, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
graduate,
Yeah.
I'm in Washington State, you know, or whatever.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, so
I think the farthest I go is PR Park. So I mean, that's great. You know, great for everybody else.
Yeah. You know, and that's what we're trying to build more and more of is that link on our website is Next Level Gators.
Yeah.
yes, we
We
need
want to
information.
promote that more
Yes.
and more because we want people to see that you don't have to go to these private schools. You don't have to
No.
go. You don't have to move somewhere else
No.
and still be able to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have that capability here at Santa Monica. It's been proven numerous times. Just go, like I said, and this is what we're asking for, people to make nominations because
Yeah.
we can't keep up with everybody that's going to the next level
Oh,
and play.
absolutely.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And then it's now, you know, I kind of seen it in the last 11 years. I very grateful. I got to see 67 Lady Gators in 11 years graduate from our program. and 14 went on to the next level.
Right.
So it's also like, you know, you're here, but being a student athlete is 1,000 times more harder now because of every little thing. But, you know, also, you know, if you want that next level, it has to be that grit, that grind, that this and that. You know, I just said 67 graduated from the program, but 12 went on in 11 years. So it's like, it's slim to none, but like, if you got it, like, continue to grow and just do it.
So you say I got a chance.
Yeah, just do it.
And the good thing
you know?
now is it's not, you don't have to go D1 anymore.
No.
There's so many more options out there than there used to be. A lot more junior colleges, stuff like that have that programs now that are taking these kids that, hey, you know, give you another shot.
And definitely don't just, you know, like have the dream going D1, going doing this. But I mean, I'm a testament. I went to a community college, and I'm so glad that I did, because I learned so much more with going to like a little smaller school, learning how to be a college athlete. Because when you are on your own, there's no mom waking you up to go to school, you know, like, and there was parties that night that you did not go to bed, that where was your mom at to wake you up and go to school? I'm going to
tell you one of the biggest things I've seen, because I know when I left Santa Monica, which is a different time period than now, you know, but a lot of kids don't know how to study.
No.
So high school, like, they could do everything they need to do and not really go home and study, and, you know, they can get through. But then when you get to college, like I tell Kobe, like, you got to study, house. Like, you got to study.
Yeah.
You know?
You have got to set out time, and that's something that I was so grateful for my community college in Mississippi. For freshman student athletes, you had 12 hours a week of study hall.
Right.
So, like, I had to, like, start a schedule. Like, okay, I'll go 2 hours this day. Oh, we got a game today. So I can't do this one. So I got to make 4 hours up the next day. And so, like, it actually made me a better person because of that. You know, I'm hearing some people, you know, I've had some girls, Colorado State, Southeastern, you know, Millsaps, you know, Centenary, you know, all those. And they're like, Coach Joe, you were right about the study hall. Like, they are like cutthroat. You got to go. And I was like, that's getting you ready for life.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go get myself my own piece of that.
What do you say?
Good evening. Welcome back. Now, I had my Ron Burgundy moment for the evening, so we're good. So what's great about this program and how we have it set up tonight, we're going to introduce our first two athletes, and we'll start with Amanda, and then we'll move into Coach Swacker, and then we'll talk about contributors. Then we always end the evening with our legacies. So I want you to understand that as we go through this, reflect, because everybody is an emulation, especially of our legacy inductees. And that's no doubt. Tonight we'll finish with Miss Virginia Mesh and what she did for girls athletics in our community. But nobody probably, to me, has probably done more as a multi-sport athlete than our first inductee. Amanda Mason, Miss Ecker, I know her as Amanda Mason, was probably the epitome of a multi-sport athlete. It was not uncommon, I could tell you, to see her play basketball on one night, see her soccer on the next night, and see her cheer on another night. So I think sometimes we should have just gave her own uniform where she wore soccer shorts, cheerleader skirt, basketball jersey. I think it would have made it all right. And it was and if that wasn't enough, in the spring, she participated in track. Not only was she just a phenomenal athlete, she was a phenomenal person. I think when, you know, one of the great legacies we have at Santa Monica High School are these great female athletes that we've had that really established a standard. And we see that, and we continue to see that. And it's no different with Amanda. She is a true multi-sport athlete, but more importantly, as great as an athlete she was a much better person. And she continues to impact us all. And it's with a great honor I get to introduce Miss Amanda Mason Ecker.
Growing up in Santa Monica was, now I know everybody's going to say the same thing about wherever they grew up, but it was idyllic. My family and I lived on a beautiful corner lot in Prairieville. There were always kids out playing, lots of green spaces for kids to thrive and grow. I grew up with two brothers, so we always had a game of basketball or a game of volleyball or a game of football going on. I can remember going to Friday night football games at Santa Ana, coming back to our house, having a bonfire, playing hide and seek with our friends after games. It just was a wonderful place to grow up, and made lifelong friends. You know, my family and I live in Florida now, and I love Florida. But everybody is from somewhere else, and when I go back to Louisiana, it's just like being home. Everybody is so kind, and everybody welcomes you back into their lives like you had never left. I always loved watching the Olympics, so any Olympian was a role model. I also love to play football. I love watching football, so I was a fan of Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. I wanted to be them. I wanted to be a wide receiver or a quarterback. I even wrote a letter to Jerry Rice one time, just telling him what a fan I was, but never heard back from him. But if we're talking about a little bit closer to home, my mom was an athlete. She played softball and volleyball, so I definitely get my athletic abilities from her. But there is one person that really influenced me in a positive way, and that was my Uncle Kerry. My Uncle Kerry played baseball for Tulane. He was a phenomenal athlete. As a matter of fact, he was inducted into Tulane's Baseball Hall of Fame, and they retired his jersey. He was always watching sports or playing sports. He always had an invisible bat or a golf club in his hand. He just was always doing, and he was so wonderful and so remarkable because he was so humble. If you didn't know about his athletic abilities, you would never know because he never talked about it. He was just that incredible of a person. So he had a great influence on my life in regards to athletics. I have so many fond memories of Seminole High School, from playing basketball in the dome to running around the track to playing soccer on the football field to cheering at the football games to throwing football at the half times. That was an exciting time. All of my teammates were also amazing. My coaches were wonderful. Every sport that I was involved with just impressed me with such positivity that I don't have anything but good to say about my time at Santa Ana. There are times where I will hear a song and it will bring me back to basketball warm-up in the dome, or I'll smell freshly cut grass and I'll be right back at track practice my senior year. But it was just also wonderful, so I have nothing but good things to say about my time at Santa Ana. This is such a huge honor. You have no idea. In kindergarten, there was a career day where we got to dress up what we wanted to be when we got older. I didn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a fireman or a scientist. I wanted to be an Olympian. I dressed up as an Olympian. I wore this cute little matching red, white, and blue outfit with a little USA logo on the breast of the shirt. And I just wanted to be. What sport? I have no idea. I just wanted to be a professional athlete. So even from a young age, I've always loved the idea of playing sports. So to be honored for something for sports, it's just so wonderful to dream come true. So thank you. People I'd like to thank. Oh, okay. Let's start with Jesus first and foremost. Where would I be without him? All the gifts and opportunities he's presented to my life. He has set my life in motion, and I would not be me without him. All glory goes to him. Second, Mr. Scott Arsenault, Coach Arsenault, thank you for nominating me. You have brought so much joy into the Ecker household by this nomination. My husband thanks you for it. My kids thank you for it because their mom can't stop talking about it. For this domestic engineer, circus organizer, this has just been such a wonderful gift that you've bestowed on our household. So thank you. Thank you for nominating me and for remembering me. So I'm grateful. To all my coaches, I'll highlight a few. I'll start with my middle school basketball coach, Coach Stacy Babbitt. Her love and her dedication and her knowledge and her passion for basketball was contagious. Every single person that played for her loved playing for her. She was amazing. She made me love basketball, and I am forever grateful for her, for just passing on that passion of hers to me. And her suicides were memorable. We were the best shaped team, but man, were her suicides memorable. So I'll move on to Santa Maria basketball coaches, Coach French and Coach Graves. So many lessons taught on that basketball court in that dome. Again, I'm so grateful for them. My soccer coaches at Santa Maria, Coach Barry and Coach McGrew. Oh, Coach McGrew, I owe a shout out to Coach McGrew because she may not know this, but she asked me if I was interested in playing soccer in my junior year. And I was, pretty preoccupied with basketball and cheerleading and track and trying to keep my grades up. That soccer really wasn't on my radar. But I said, why not? Why not play soccer? It's the closest thing to football I could get. I could tackle people in soccer. So I thought, why not? I'll give it a try. And thank goodness I said yes, because saying yes to soccer gave me the opportunity to pick college soccer. Because of that faithful yes, I was recruited to play soccer at Troy. So Coach McGrew, I'm grateful for you asking me to play soccer. And I would be completely remiss if I didn't talk about my track coach at Santa Maria, my fellow inductee, Coach Swacker. What an amazing coach you are. It's truly an honor to be in your class. You're just a wonderful person, always smiling, always joyous. Perhaps we were a pretty good track team, so that might have something to do with how joyful you are. I don't know if the football team would say the same thing about you, but I know the track girls loved you. And you do not realize it, but a simple question by you changed the trajectory of my life. You saw me throwing a football one day, and you asked me if I would be interested in throwing the javelin. And what you didn't know then, but you'll know now, is that javelin provided me with not only an undergraduate degree, but it also provided me with an MBA. Because through the javelin, I ended up becoming a track coach, throws coach, and all my school was paid for. So maybe my parents should thank you for providing me with an education that they didn't have to pay for, but all through the javelin. So I was recruited for soccer, but I ended up becoming a track athlete as well and getting scholarships for track. So a simple question by you one day truly changed my life. So I want to also thank Coach Livingood, who was my soccer coach at Troy. He was the one that recruited me, and I'm grateful for every single minute that I played soccer in college. I loved every single minute, and I'm grateful for him for giving me that opportunity. Which leads me to my final coach, my Coach Lambert. my Coach Lambert. He was okay. This could be tough. Coach Lambert was my track and field coach, and he was not only my coach, but he was my friend. He was my mentor. He was my father away from home. Anybody that knows my dad knows that I have an amazing dad, and I did not need to fill that void, but he was my father when I was in college, and we had a bond that transcended well beyond the track. He was just such an amazing person, and we had such an amazing bond that I'm forever grateful for him. He passed away unexpectedly in 2020, and he was one of the first people I wanted to call when I got this honor, but I could never repay him for the love and goodness that he showed me while I purpose now is to be the best mom and the best wife to my family. I am so grateful to my husband. I am so glad we found each other. We have built a beautiful life together. I love you, and I love the life that we've built together. And my 3 girls, you are such joy, such beautiful little angels. God has entrusted such special gifts to Mark and me, and I am blessed every single day to be with you and to learn each day with you and to be with you and to play sports with you. My wonderful, loving, handsome, yes, I said handsome, competitive, yes, we were so very competitive, but in a good way, I have the best brothers. I could not ask for better siblings. They were always there to support me, to pick me up, to dust me off. But yes, we were competitive. They will say I'm not the athlete. I am, without doubt. I believe a quote from my little brother Sean when he found out about this honor was, well, that's about right. I was the wind beneath her wings. So, I'd like to, though, settle the score about who the best Mason athlete is. Can you let this Hall of Fame honor settle that score? And finally, my parents. Here we go. Alan and Linda Mason, where would I be without you guys? When I was named Female Athlete of the Year at Troy, and I gave a speech to the entire athletic congregation. And in that speech, I used a quote from Zig Ziglar that I still use today. My girls have heard this many, many times, but it still applies to my life today. And the quote is, "It is your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude." If you have a positive attitude in life, if you take things in stride, if you don't let things bring you down, there's no heights that you can't receive, can't achieve. And that's something I tell my girls all the time. With the right attitude, you can find success. The other thing I want to say is there's a song by Miranda Lambert that is called "The House That Built Me." And in that song, she's walking through her old home that she grew up in, and the memories are flooding back, and it's bringing her back to a time and a place, and she's thinking about all the things that made her who she is. And Santa Ma is that place for me. Santa Ma is the house that built me, the community, the people of Santa Ma. I am who I am because of Santa Ma, and I'm forever grateful.
I'll never get to do this again.
We're done.
Like many other people, now y'all gonna follow her. Next up, we have Mary Coco Wilson. And I will tell you, one of the neat things, and I'm very grateful and been very blessed to be part of the Santa Monica community for nearly 3 decades now. And I've gotten to know Coco, and of course, you know, I've Bo in high school, and he always made sure I had great job security. Appreciate that, Bo. But Coco is a testament of what Santa Monica, the community and the high school is about. And he's one of those guys that I would tell you is a cornerstone a model, a pillar, somebody that's unflappable, that when you see him and you talk to anybody in this community about him, that he's the guy that you always want on your team. I like to call those guys foxhole guys, because when things get tough, those are the people that you always know you can lean on, and it's no different. And so when you think of this Coco, I don't know where you got Coco from, because I'm in Barry. I mean, but when you think about Coco, I didn't even know your name was Barry. I thought but I do appreciate that, Coco. But you know, he's one of those people that, you know, we have such great role models in our community, and he's one of them. And I can tell you, I don't know if somebody deserves this honor more than you, Coco. So I'm proud to introduce Barry Coco Wilson.
Well, I can remember I went to Galvez Elementary, and my dad and some friends of his were really getting into this. That's back when San Juan High School had a very good basketball program with Hot Rod Williams and Greg Perkins and Butch St. Pierre and all those guys. And I can remember he used to love to watch those guys play ball games. So he would load me and my sister up in the car, and we would follow him all around. And that's how I first got or heard of or started going to watch soundball games. And I can remember going to watch a couple of football games, and back in the early days, that's when football and stuff at soundball was just getting started. And I can remember being, you know, 7th grade, maybe 6th or 7th grade, something like that. Those guys looked so big to me. I remember that. And I used to say to myself, you know, maybe one day. And sure enough, one day came, and it all come together, and it happened. That's my earliest memories of soundball. Well, no question, it was my dad. He was my role model ever since I was a little boy. My dad was a professional baseball player. He played in the Yankee organization, and from all accounts, when people used to tell me he was very good, he could do anything, and he wound up getting drafted to go into the service. And I think he fought in the Korean War, and he got shot. And got shot through the leg, and he couldn't play ball anymore. He couldn't run really, but I can remember being a little fella going watch him play softball, fast pitch softball back in the day, and he was. I can remember it seemed like every time he got up, he hit a home run. But a lot of people don't know because my mom died when I was 9 years old, and I had a sister 11 and a brother who was 16, and. You know, my dad was 40 years old, and he had to raise us. And he, you know, from the time I was 9 years old to the time I left the house at 18, I don't ever remember going to bed one night when he wasn't there. And I think I admire him more for that. My favorite ones was starting kind of back at the beginning. A lot of people don't know, but when I was 6 years old, I was sitting in some bleachers at King George Ballpark watching my big brother play baseball. And a boy hit a line drive into the stands. Somebody hollered, "Look out," and when I looked up, the ball was right there. And it hit me, and it knocked out my teeth out. And it's funny, I can still see that ball. And that kind of, after all that happened, and coming up, growing up the next few years, I just didn't really want anything to do with sports because of that. And I can remember I went out on my 9-year-old baseball team, and I got cut. When was the last time you heard of a 9-year-old getting cut off of a 9-year-old baseball team? We didn't have participation trophies back then. But anyway, I remember the coach told me that I probably should go try to find something else. Maybe do something else. This probably wasn't my gig. And so I did. I took his advice and I didn't play. And but in the next 2 or 3 years, things changed, and I grew a little and got a little faster, and different things all kind of came together. And before you know it, we used to play backyard ball, and I went from being the worst kid in the backyard to the best kid in the backyard. And I can remember I went out to baseball, 13 years old. It was the first time I ever played organized ball. And wound up going to Gonzales, signing up. Jeff Wiley, the old sheriff of Assistant Parish, was my first baseball coach I ever had. And he signed me up, and I can remember he was real excited about me being 13 and never played before. I can remember seeing his face. There was some disappointment there. But anyway, I wound up doing pretty good, and I wound up, we had a great team. I played center field. I wound up being the starting center fielder with an all-star team. We went all the way to Gulf Breeze, Florida, played in the World Series, came one run from winning the whole thing. And of course, come back to school, and that was my 9th grade year, starting to sound them all. And of course, in spring, you know, I didn't play football anyway, so whenever it came time for spring training to go out for baseball, something that always stuck in my mind was they had about 35, maybe 40 of us kids went out to the baseball team. And I can remember there were about 5 or 6 kids on that 9-year-old team that I got cut off of. And at the end of it all, I can remember I was the only one who made the team. And that always kind of was always one of my favorite little things, to my insides. It always made me feel good that I was able to accomplish that. I went out for football, never played football, really didn't know anything much about it, and went out for the JV team, and I wound up being the starting free safety, and I loved it. And I loved to play a free safety, and we were playing. It was probably playing the 3rd or 4th game of the year. We were playing at the pit, and I can remember 3rd or 4th series of the game. I intercepted a pass, and we come off to the sideline, and they came out with this drink called Quick Kick back then. It was before Gatorade, and it was horrible. It was terrible. It just made you more thirsty. At least it made me more thirsty. So I used to go down. The defense would always sit on the bench, and I would go down there, and they had a hose spigot on the side coming out of underneath the stadium. I would drink out of the hose spigot. Well, lo and behold, I went down there one time to drink out of the hose spigot, and when I got finished, I come up, and Coach Larry Paybright was the head coach. He was looking for the backup running back because one of the starting running backs had got hurt, and they couldn't find it. Well, he looked, he reached, he grabbed me, and he said, "Go into the game and run a sweep." I still remember that big hand. And so I put my helmet on, I go, and I get out there, and Dwayne Tompley, a good friend of mine, he was the right halfback, and they told me to come in and run a 40 sweep. Still remember. And I said, "I want to do." And Dwayne said, "Look, just follow me around again. They're going to toss you the ball, and you just follow me around again." Well, that's what I did. And first time I ever touched the ball, I went 75 yards for a touchdown. One of my things that I consider to be one of the highlights of my athletic career at San Amant was after I become a senior, I was starting running back and starting center fielder in baseball, and I'd never really ran track before. And I was sitting in class one day, it's about 1 o'clock, and knocked at the door. Somebody told me that I told the teacher, and that I needed to go to the gym. So I went to the gym, and Coach Alan Brown was the track coach, and he asked me, he said, "We're going down to St. James tonight to run against some very good athletes." He said, "I just wondered if maybe you'd want to go try your luck." And I said, "Hey, game, let's go." So I hopped on the bus, and we took off, and we got down to St. James, and I looked out of place because, I'll be honest with you, I was the only white kid on the track. I was the only one. And never ran track. I can remember the coach teaching me how to carry a baton and how to stay on the inside lane as close as you could, and all that kind of stuff. And make a long story short, I won the 100, I won the 200, I won the 400 meter, and I won the 400 meter relay. We did as a team. And as far as I know, that was the first time it's ever been done, and I don't know if it's ever been done before, but after that, I had to run track. First of all, just tons of coaches that, where do you even start? I mean, Coach Wax was my football coach. Coach Fay Wright, Coach DeLong was my baseball coach. Alan Brown was my track coach. The man who really got me into football, really liking football, was a coach named Steve Jones, who only stayed at Sandoval 1 year, but he was a driving influence on me. He used to, people do forward with a fourth quarter. He used to stand on the sideline and he would give me this all the time, because he told me that the average football play only lasts 4 seconds. And a lot of times it would be third down and long, or we'd be in a tough situation and I'd be getting the ball and I would just glance over at him, and he was always telling me to give me your best 4 seconds. Best 4 seconds you got. You lift all those weights, you run all those laps, you do all that exercise and all that practicing. Give me your best 4 seconds right now. And that always motivated me. I said, but there's a lot of teachers that helped me along the way. A lot of players, of course, guys that friends with my entire life now. And every now and then we get together and talk about the old times and how it was. And just in the community in itself, there was nothing like playing ball on a Friday night at Sandoval High School in the pit. There were people 8, 10 deep on the fence. Just it was an event, and so many people still to this day come up to me and talk to me about when I play ball and things like that, and just lots of friendships, and just getting to meet so many and knowing so many people because of my opportunities, and I guess that's about it. One thing I would like to add too is a lot of times we talk among different people in the community and stuff, and they ask me a lot of times who I think was the best player, athlete to come through Sandoval. And I tell them I have a favorite, and he always will be my favorite. He played several sports at Sandoval. He played football, he played golf, played different things. And it just happens to be my son. My son played football at Sandoval High School for 4 years, and he played on some of the worst teams that I think Sandoval ever had. As a matter of fact, his senior year was Coach Oliver's first year that they went 0-10. And he wasn't a starter. He didn't play a lot. In fact, very seldom did he ever get a game. But he never did quit. There were people dropping like flies around him. Ball players are better than him. Giving up, quitting, walking away, but he never did. And I always admired him for it. And because of it, that's why I think he's the best player I've ever seen play at Sandoval High School. And I also think about all the thousands of kids who were probably in the same situation he was in. I was lucky. I got all the breaks. All the breaks kind of went my way. Him not necessarily. His 9th grade year, he broke his leg, broke his knee, blew his kneecap out. So that put him behind the 8 ball. But he never stopped. He never quit. He was a great student, great kid. And in my opinion, someone like that should be recognized just as much as somebody like me. That's why whatever award I get for this, he's getting it. Because in my opinion, he's the Hall of Famer, not me.
Roll, baby, right there.
go ahead and come up and take a picture with that. I think that's a great statement because, you know, we do honor a lot of people that have accomplishment. But, you know, Coach Oliver will tell you that we have a statement or a thing we talk about program players at Seminole High School. You know, athletics is a great avenue and it's a great canvas to develop people. And I think that's just, Coco, I don't know if anybody can ever see it any better. And I can tell you that's a pretty great statement. Knowing the bow, well, that's huge. So congratulations to all of them, actually. So next up, probably the greatest storyteller in the history of Seminole High School. Now, I do have a thing that I want to start because everybody knows Coach Swacker. He knew everybody's name that he ever came across at Seminole High School, and they were named Ace. I never understood if he meant Ace Rayleigh or he was named him. But I do feel like we have done this man a disservice in this community that there is nobody that has named their child Ace. So I'm just telling you, I'm going for that. You know, we need to have at least somebody Ace in the community to be able to do that. You know, Coach Swacker, it's really, I do want, sitting over there with Coach Oliver, but one thing I do want to draw some attention to, you know, you have Coach Morrow, Coach Swacker, and Coach Oliver here. They represent almost 4 decades of head football coaches, athletic directors in this community, and how great of the people that they've been to create and be a part of such a great legacy for them and for us, and it's all as them as athletic directors that they've really shepherded a lot of this thing. So I think we need to owe them all a big round of applause. Somebody that really doesn't need very much of an introduction, you know, is Coach Swacker. And I can tell you, I'm very thankful for him. You know, I got to work with Coach Swacker for over 20 years, and it was always fun. You know, you never knew what was going to happen in a lot of times, but he always had a great story. But, you know, but truth be told, not only do we ever have to thank Coach Swacker, because the one thing that I always think about is commitment when you think about Coach Swacker. And it's not just him, it's Miss Tracy too. Because I can tell you, I don't think there's ever been people that have been more dedicated to Seminole High School and the athletes at Seminole High School and the school of Seminole High School. And because of them, I think you've really changed the trajectory of a lot of people's lives. And I think I'm one of those people too. So I do want to tell you a thank you too. So without any further ado, I'd love to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, David Swacker.
Hello, I'm David Swacker, Seminole Hall of Fame. Wow, what an honor. I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee a great deal. I really appreciate it. And congratulations to the other inductees. First of all, I'd like to thank a few people that supported our program and me over the years that I was at Seminole. All the administrators that we had during my time, the coaches, and of course, the teachers. These people helped make our athletic program a great program, helped our student athletes throughout the time, and I appreciate it very much for their services and help throughout the year. I also want to thank the Booster Club. What can I say about the Booster Club? The greatest booster club in the state of Louisiana. Thank you very much for everything that you do for all of our sports and for me to help us during my time at Santa Monica. I also would like to thank the school board. You know, they have done many things to aid our coaches and our sports programs at Santa Monica High School over the years, and I appreciate it a great deal. My career has been influenced by different coaches throughout my years in this profession. I believe that having good mentors will affect your career greatly in a positive direction. And my career got started in 1976, a long time ago. Jerry Dyes, head track coach at Northwestern State University, hired me as a graduate assistant track coach. I thought, wow, I'm impressed. But where are the other coaches, Coach Dyes? He said, it's just me and you. And then I said, oh, Lord, I'm not real sure what I'm fixing to get into. Really, I wasn't real sure what Coach Dyes was fixing to get into. But he did a tremendous job. Probably one of the smartest guys I've ever worked with in my time in the profession. He was unbelievable how patient he was with me, teaching me, giving me responsibilities, and over a period of 2 years, we had a great deal of success, and I could tell I improved so much, and I felt so confident that I was ready to get into another coaching situation. Then in 1976, Chuck Harrington from Minden High School, yes, that's Minden up by North Louisiana, by Shreveport and Ruston, called and wanted me to come to Minden and get our track program at Minden High School going. So that's exactly what I did. I moved up to Minden, but then Coach Harrington told me that I needed to be coaching cross country. He told me I needed to be assistant in basketball, and of course head track, and then assistant in football. So there I was. It was an interesting time. And then all of a sudden I realized the way Coach Dyes handled kids and Coach Harrington handled kids were very alike in a lot of ways. And then how specific they were about doing little bitty things right. So I learned a great deal from Coach Harrington over my years at Minden. Then all of a sudden, we're going to play Winfield. And you will see the coincidence that happened. Who is the head coach at Winfield? Not only then our Hall of Famer, Doug Morrow. So because I was a rookie on the staff, you know, I got introduced to Coach Morrow, and no one was really impressed with me. But it was very interesting, and it was a great game because they have great athletes, and we had great athletes. We later went on that year and won the state championship. So I decided that this is what I wanted to do. I had to figure out just how I had to get better. I knew in coaching football, so this is what I decided to do, and Coach Harrington gave me more responsibility, and I appreciated that. Then I was going down to Lafayette to a coaching clinic, and I was looking for a place to sit in the lunchroom, and lo and behold, just by some unbelievable fate, I sat down next to Doug Morrow. And Doug Morrow started talking to me, man, I've been watching y'all in football, and you know, one year we won state, one year, you know, we're just talking away. And then all of a sudden he says, look, I'm fixing to go to Santa Monica High School. Do you know where that is? I said, yes, I do. I have two friends that just left there. They were coaches there. He says, would you be interested in coming down and coaching with me? I said, I think so. And that got started. I headed down there, interviewed, and got the job at Santa Monica High School with Coach Morrow. And boy, you talk about a difference maker from 3A Minden to 5A Santa Monica, to one of your normal sized schools to one of your largest schools in the state. And I cannot say enough about what Coach Morrow did for the athletic program at Santa Monica High School. And not to say anything negative about anyone else, but Coach Morrow was unbelievable. all the little bitty things that he put in, all the athletic sayings that he put in. Some of these things are still in place at Sandoval High School and used by a number of our coaches. The foundations that he built at Sandoval High School and that I was able to see at Sandoval High School basically are still used by many of our coaches. Then all of a sudden, Coach Loro went into administration and I got the head football job and athletic director job, which I will hold for the next 10 years. And one of the main things I got going is I had to increase our coaches. I had to increase the number of sports that we had, and then I had to increase some of our facilities that we had. So we did this, and I really appreciate that. And I couldn't do it without the support of some very important people in our staff. Number one, our coaches. They are tremendous. The coaches at Sandoval High School are as good as you can get at any high school program. The players work their tails off. I am so impressed with the work habits of the Sandoval kids. Very, very impressive. Coach Scott Arsenault, the trainer at Sandoval High School, the work that he puts in is unmatched by anybody in the state, along with all of his student trainers. And last but not least, probably one of my good friends over the years at Sandoval High School, the mayor and Hall of Famer, Clark Lambert. Thank you, guys. After leaving Sandoval High School, I went to Galvez and joined Benny Babin at Galvez Middle School. I coached Benny's two boys, Brian and Seth, at Sandoval High School, and his grandson, Cooper, at Galvez Middle School. Yes, I'm that old. Going to Galvez was like putting icing on the cake of my coaching career. It was a blast. So what would be my fondest memories during my coaching career at Sandoval? There's so many things to pick from. You would think it would be an East Ascension game. You know, I've always told our kids East Ascension is our big rival, and they know that. But Catholic High is the team that we would play most every year to determine what kind of team that we had. And so that's how I remember one of my fondest memories was the night the lights went out in the pit. Boy, as usual, Catholic High and Sandoval, a classic. But boy, the Gators did not have it going well that night in the pit. Catholic was winning 27-14 over the Gators. Unbelievable. And the only reason that Catholic had 27 is because they tried a fake extra point, and the Gators were able to stop them. So we go in the locker room down by 2 scores. And then all of a sudden, the lights go out in the pit. There's all kinds of stories, all kinds of rumors of what happened, and I'm not real sure what's certain, but I had to take care of our kids, because offensively and defensively, the Gators were not playing well enough to win. So I go in there and I talk to the kids, probably as mad as I've ever been as a head coach at Sandoval High School, that we needed to do better or we're going to have to make some changes. I thought that would get under their skin, because our kids were pretty fired up that we weren't playing up to snuff. I walk back out, Coach Dale Weiner's there. We're finishing this game. I don't care if we got to go to Memorial Stadium, Olympia Stadium, East Ascension, but we're going to finish this game tonight. I knew exactly what he was doing. He knew that if he played us tonight, he felt like he was going to be the winner. Then all of a sudden around 10:30, the lights came back on. And our kids went out there, and it was unbelievable of what we did defensively. We shut them down completely. We scored a touchdown, and then it goes to our final drive. Seth Babin, of course everyone knows who he is, was our senior quarterback in 2001. Drives the ball all the way down the field, and with 30 seconds remaining, Seth, which was a rarity for us, we got under center, and he ran quarterback sneak, and we scored. Now the score was 27-27, and 100% man Lou Corso nailed it through, and we beat Catholic High 28-27. A great night in the pit. Lastly, I'd like to thank my wife, Tracy. Tracy was also at one time a teacher at Sanamo High School. Sanamo High School was basically our life. And we don't have any kids, so we kind of took in kids at Sanamo High School and tried to be involved as much as we possibly could. I want to tell Tracy, thank you very much for everything that you did to help me and help our athletic program be successful. Thank you very much. I love you, Tracy. You know, it's very difficult to put into words what it means to be inducted into the Sanamo Athletic Hall of Fame. But if being a member of the STA Hall of Fame means that I had a small part in making the school and its athletic program what it is today, then I'm truly honored and humbled. Thank you again. Go Gators.
Well, present. There's David Swacker. They did just do that because they could see each other's eyes. I do remember getting a flat on the bus going to Westman Road. That was one of our long trips that we had. But you know, Coach Wacker's done a lot, him and Miss Tracy, and like I said, we all owe y'all a huge debt of gratitude for what you've done and how you've shaped people and what you've done to improve the school and just really kind of show us the way. I really do appreciate that. So next up, we have our only contributor this year, and it's Mr. Perry Sheets. And I've been I've benefited from Coach Morrow, spent a lot of time with Coach Morrow, and I get to hear a lot of his stories, and we got to spend a lot of time at the hunting camp together, and so I know a lot of the history. But one thing that comes to mind when I think about Mr. Perry Sheets is advocacy. And you know, we have this great advocacy in our school district as well as Sanamo High School, and it really starts, and Coach Swacker mentioned a little bit about our school board and what they do and how they advocate and how they push for us to have this excellence that we need. But there are always those people that are leaders, and Mr. Perry Sheets is one of those. He was one of those guys that set the standard within our community for what the school board should look like and what should it do and how should it function for its members and for its school as well as its students. You know, he continues to inspire folks, and just from his work and the legacy that he left, but how he contributed. And I think we all owe him a huge debt of gratitude because it's through his time also that I think he really put Sanamo on this path that we all enjoy now. And I think that's huge. And then, you know, in order to do that, and once you understand that doesn't take a 1-year commitment or 2-year, it's a lifetime. And I think without that, we owe y'all a huge set of gratitude too, because you know, the Sheets family has done tremendous work in this community, and he has been that leader for y'all, and he's always been a beacon. So without any further ado, Mr. Perry Sheets.
Perry was born and raised in Sanamo. He was so proud of this community and worked tirelessly to promote it. He would tell me stories of him as a young boy where he would have to wake up very early in the mornings, ride his bicycle around 2 or 3 miles to his grandpa's house to pick strawberries, ride back home, get dressed for school, and then ride his bike to school. This took place every day during strawberry season until he was old enough to drive a car. This dedication helped him work hard when he became a Sonoma High Wildcat football player. He played position of center and was rewarded team captain his senior year. His football skills gained him a football scholarship to play at Copiah Lincoln College in western Mississippi. However, after driving to the college with his friend James Lambert, who also received a football scholarship, they declined the offer, and both decided to join the military instead. His love for the game of football was evident as he told us that as a teenager, he and his friends would meet for a game of football every Monday while someone cooked jambalaya under the trees in their yard.
The person who influenced our dad about athletics was Y.A. Tittle. Dad belonged to the Boy Scouts as a young boy. His troop would attend the LSU football games to work as ushers. Y.A. Tittle played quarterback for LSU in the late 40s, and Dad easily became enamored with the way he played, and he quickly fell in love with the game.
Dad was one of the founding fathers of the Sandomal Park and insisted the park had the name Sandomal for the community he lived in and loved. The park was a place where Pee Wee football was played and many children learned to swim, where dances were held and many other family-oriented events and activities were held. Dad was the first president of the park, and we remember many meetings that were held in our garage at our home. When Dad helped to build and organize the Sandomal Park, he wanted a place for the children of Sandomal to make memories with their friends and family. This accomplishment could be evident by speaking to any Sandomal resident who was a member of the park, and they could easily tell you a story of growing up at the park. Dad was also an Ascension Parish School Board member for 18 years. He loved serving the people of Ascension Parish, and while serving as a school board member, the new Sandomal High School was built. Dad advocated to have the new school built in this community, and he could not be prouder to now have a high school in his beloved community of Sandomal. Although none of his children graduated from Sandomal High School because it was not built then, he was able to witness 4 of his 6 grandchildren graduate from Sandomal High School, and would be ecstatic to know that 7 of his 8 great-grandchildren will either attend or will graduate or will attend and graduate from Sandomal High School in the future. He was just as proud of the 2 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild who lived 3 hours away from Sandomal. Although they are not or will not be alumni of Sandomal High School, his oldest great-grandson is currently a Sandomal Gator football senior, and his second oldest grandson is currently a Gator football freshman. Dad would have loved to have been able to watch them play and be one of their biggest fans. Dad supported all the Sandomal athletics, but his love for the game of football was very evident as he traveled great distances to follow them. And when he retired, he and Mom began to travel. He would make sure he was home to enjoy the Friday night lights at the pit. He would sit in the cold and the rain to watch the Gators. Dad was an active member of the Sandomal High Booster Club for over 20 years. He was instrumental in helping to recruit Coach Morrow as the head football coach and athletic director of Sandomal High. I remember Daddy telling us the story, the time that they were helping to move Coach Morrow and Coach Swacker to Sandomal. They stayed at Mom and Dad's during this transition time, and Dad told us one morning he went upstairs to make sure they were awake. He opened the bedroom door in which Coach Slacker was sleeping, and all he saw were his feet hanging off the bed. I guess Daddy didn't realize that the double bed just wasn't the right fit for the tall Coach Slacker. One other momentous occasion was to occur on the grounds of the pit, and this is where our dad proposed to our mom after a spring football game behind the stadium bleachers. Their marriage would last 59 years.
To be inducted into the Hall of Fame, Dad would be very humbled, but so honored. He would say he wouldn't deserve the honor. Dad was a quiet leader, that quiet giant. He influenced others through his actions. He worked tirelessly to promote the community of Sanamo. But as a family, we feel he could be not more deserving to be inducted into the Sanamo Hall of Fame. We saw him work endless hours doing what he loved and what was best for the children and families of this community. This was evident by having our telephone time monitored quite closely because he could not miss a call in case it was school board related business.
Our dad was a well-loved and well-respected member of the Sanamo community. If Daddy was with us today, the first person he would want to thank is God for allowing him to serve out his amazing plan. Secondly, he would thank his beautiful wife, our mom, Roberta, who supported him in whatever idea he had, no matter how crazy it may have been. And of course, his 4 children, Ricky, Cindy, Wanda, and Robin, for having to share his family time with the rest of the community. And he would also like to thank his parents for giving him a wonderful childhood which allowed him to play the game of football. Lastly, he would want to thank the community of Sanamo for believing in him and giving him their unrelenting support for so many years. Dad's legacy continues to live on through his family and friends whose lives he has touched.
We would like to call up Cindy, Wanda, and Robin to accept on his behalf. Also, Miss Roberta was able to make it. I didn't know it was the homecoming court. It's next week. It's next week. You know, and it's so awesome, you know, of course, Lindsay and Kelly are here, but to know Brody and Easton, what great testaments to y'all family. I think that really says a lot. And I think that's one of the things that we take so much pride in Sanamo is the legacy that we leave and that continue to build, and everybody understand how important Sanamo High School and Sanamo community are to their children, and that y'all put these bricks on the wall, and that they have that obligation now to continue to do that. And not only what they do, but it's more in their actions. I really tell y'all are a great testament to this community. So thank you. Next up, I have our first legacy. And when I think of the word legacy, we know that it is something that is long lasting. It's something that you do, and a lot of times, and when we look at legacy inductees, is people that are the first. You know, Sanamo High School has a great athletic tradition and history and about excellence, but it all had to start somewhere. It all had to start with someone. And Mr. Stanley Lassard was probably that one. He was the first all-state performer that we had. And so when you look back at what people measure, because just as Coco said, who did he look up to? It was always those people. And so when you go back and you spend enough time and when we look at the Sanamo community and athletics, who were those people? And it's always nice when we have these legacies, is that your dad was one of those people. And it started way back decades ago. And we're so thankful to have people with such high character, such high individuals with that moral character that they have to be a part of this community and be those legacy inductees. So without any further ado, Mr. Stanley Lassard.
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Lassard, and I'm excited to be here representing my dad, Stanley Lassard, who passed away in 2011. Now, his early days of growing up in the Duck Roost area of Sandoval were filled with hard work and helping support his family in a primarily farming community. His athletic career almost didn't get off the ground because he thought his dad did not want him to play football. Fortunately, that issue worked itself out, and here we are today. He had a cousin and also a good friend on the team, and they told me many times they hated to go up against him in practice. There were only about 13 guys on the whole team, so most of them had to play the whole game going both ways. They actually had to practice with half the line at the time. Dad did tell me the funny story about during the first practices when some of the younger guys would line up against him, he would growl at them and even made some of them cry. So if any of those guys are here today, I sure want to apologize to them for that. In 1954, Sandoval was a Class B team and finished with a record of 7-1-2, having lost to Donaldsonville and tying St. James and Gonzales, who was a Class A team and went on to win the state championship that year with Mr. Hardenberg. They barely missed out on the playoffs because of the extra tie, but I think they were some of the fondest memories Dad had of Sandoval. One of the guys he looked up to was his teammate named Buddy DeLong. Back in 1954, they announced the All-State team on the radio, and when Dad heard his name called, he said, no, that should have been Buddy. If Stanley were here today, he would be proud to receive this award, and I know he would accept it as a team award. He would want to congratulate the other inductees and tell them how honored it would be to hang out on the wall with them for years to come. He would want to also thank Sandoval High School and the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. Dad's true legacy was marrying Angeline Babin Lassard, raising 7 kids, 15 grandkids, and 23 great-grandkids. As a family, we sincerely thank you for this prestigious honor. God bless you. Go Gators. Go Wildcats. Thank you.
Accept on his father's behalf. Our last inductee from tonight is Miss Virginia Mesh, and how appropriate that we started with Amanda Mason, and then we have Miss Virginia Mesh. You know, Sandoval High School, one of the things that I think we don't talk enough about is not just the legacy, but how formative and formidable our female athletics at Sandoval High School are. And I think when you look at legacies, you have to look at people like Miss Virginia Mesh that broke that ceiling at a time. Girls athletics was not widely talked about or widely participated or widely even supported. But to think about now how significant it is that we have one of the most prolific high school softball programs, have athletes like Amanda Mason and Kelly Eubanks and Elena Addison and all these athletes that we've had that are in the Hall of Fame now. It started somewhere, just like what it is with Mrs. Stanley. It had to start somewhere with someone. There's no doubt it was Miss Virginia Mesh. So I'm very proud and honored to present Miss Virginia Mesh.
My name is Virginia Levine Mesh. First, I'd like to thank you for recognizing me and to the coaches for organizing this event. I was excited to receive this award in 1958, my junior year of high school. But I'm even more excited today to be able to share it all with you. I have fond memories of my time here at Santa Mo High School. I made lifelong friends. Some are here today. We had a great basketball season thanks to my teammates and coaches. This award is for them also. I was inspired by helpful teachers. My favorite was Mr. Buxton in 7th grade. I really enjoyed being part of the athletic program. I was the first of 13 siblings to graduate high school thanks to basketball. To be inducted into the Hall of Fame here at Santa Mo means a lot to me, to my children and grandchildren. My only regret is that my husband and parents cannot be here today with me. They are watching from above. Thank you.
One thing that I do think is very important. It's another word I think we really exemplify in this at Santa Mo High School, Santa Mo community, and it's service. And it's not just service to the school, but it's service to others. And I think that's another great attribute that we have, that a lot that gets passed on in this community, as well as work ethic. We heard about that a lot, and I think that's what really, some of those things that really make Santa Mo High School in the community so special. So I'm gonna call Coach Oliver before we close this out. He's going to have a few remarks, and then I'll close out the evening.
Thanks, Scott. Where's Tommy Douglas? Is he in here still? You told me about a number earlier. What was that number?
33.
33. Now, we were talking about something completely different, but with tonight's inductees in the 5th class of Santa Mo High School Athletic Hall of Fame, 33. So of all the athletes that have gone through here, we got 33 that are honored in the Hall of Fame. Let's put our hands together. I just briefly want to congratulate all the inductees tonight. This thing could not happen if it wasn't for our Santa Mo Athletic Booster Club, which many of the members are back there that help us do this. On the back of this is D1, is a sports training facility that sponsors this event that is run by Santa Mo people that have several generations. 2 Santa Mo people married each other and Santa Mo families, and it's just, so if you got a chance to support them, And the selection committee, many of whom are here or were mentioned tonight, Miss Denise Graves, Swacker's on the committee, Doug Morrow, Favright, Clark, that's when we hit the people. So those people that have been here since the doors opened or pretty much been at the beginning are the people that help us select these classes, and they continue to hit home runs. So congratulations to everyone. I'm going to let Scott close it up, but appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you.
I do, so a few things. So there is a plaque that's inside the lobby of the Gold Dome that has the names and the classes. So just so you know that if you ever come to the Gold Dome, it's there. Coach Oliver does a great job. It's very well done. And I think we need to give Coach Oliver a round of applause because this has been, he put all this together. To make sure that we have this, I think it's great to be able to have that tradition.
Boy, Scott, I forgot one very important group. The videos that were made tonight were made by Coach Dykes and his class. Coach Dykes, step around that screen, would you please? We almost didn't have a 6th class. So the 5th class, his group of kids kids, they make all these videos, they get all the artifacts, they put it all together. So great job on those videos. Thank you, Coach Dykes, and your students.
I have a script, so I'm not hollering from the table on the side. Come on, man. Give me a little bit of the floor time, and then you just gobble it up. But as we close tonight, as I asked you before, I hope you had an opportunity to reflect. You know, we always want you to laugh, we want you to cry, we want you to feel that, but also to reflect on how important not only Santa Monica High School is in the community, but each other. One of the things I always like to try to close with is, you know, my mom passed away from cancer a few years ago, and you know, when she went through that, I'm one of 8, and I have, you know, my brothers and my sister, and you know, I had this blended family, and it was really a great opportunity to grow up. But when my mom passed, I asked my brothers and sisters, what were the gifts that my mom gave us? And I'm going to leave you with this. First is love. Love one another. And love as God loves you. I think that those things speak for itself. Impact. Impact one another positively. Make a difference in somebody's life. Not just your family, but others around you. Toughness. You know, tough times never last, but tough people do. And I think that says a lot about our Santa Monica community. And lastly is effort, because we control that. And give a great effort in everything you do. In your family life, in your spiritual life, your professional life, and I think everything kind of comes out. What a great testament to our community. You know, it often puts us at awe how great this community is, because, you know, Santa Monica High School, when it flooded, we realized it was just a building. It's bricks and mortar. But what makes Santa Monica great is the people. And we have such a great foundation because of our legacy, because of our contributors, because of the athletes that we have that make a difference. And it continues to help us, because I can tell you, no matter if it's a pandemic, a natural disaster, it's always got us through. And so it always makes us very proud. So it's great to be able to honor you. I know Mr. Mark's going to want to get pictures, and the school's going to want pictures of all the award winners on the stage. And feel free, Mr. Mark's here, and to take pictures with your family, to be able to have that to commemorate such a great evening. So with all that being said, y'all have a great evening.
Well, that's it, folks.
All right, folks. Again, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Congratulations to the 6 new inductees.
Yes.
Well earned,
deserved.
well deserved.
Yep.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into to some of them.
But 6 deserving. And
yes.
Don't forget, you know, we want y'all to, if y'all know somebody out there that's deserving to be in here, send those nominations in, folks.
Definitely.
We need the nominations. There's people out there that we don't know about, and we need to know about them.
Yep.
So send it in, and it'd be much appreciated. Again, it was a great night here.
Another testament to tradition never graduates.
That's right. That's right. You know, I mean, everybody inducted has some sort of thing, not just at the Santa Monica High School, but in the community itself.
Exactly.
You know, and so thank y'all for tuning in, folks. We got a lot of stuff we got to pack up, and we do appreciate everybody tuning in. Share the video once we're done. You know, go ahead and share it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it up.
Yeah, it's gonna stay up, and you just go ahead and share it away, and I know some people might have had to work tonight or couldn't be here, and hopefully this right here can get everybody a little access to be able to see what all went down tonight.
Yep.
Thank y'all, folks. It's a great day to be a Gator, and
we'll see y'all tomorrow.
And
go Gators.
Go Gators.